It's Doom here, and we're back for part 2 of the Salamander. We're in the 3.5 Monster Manual, and that's what the ugly bastard looks like. And here's what we've come up with. Now, I spray painted him white, and then I gave him a half-ass yellow paint job with some thinned down yellow paint, and it's stuck in some areas better than others, and I'm really not concerned about it. So from here, what we want to do is we want to get some cardboard and a soft brush. A soft makeup brush would do you good. I'm going to use this one that I use all the time. And what we want to do is we want to get that yellow and darken it up a little bit with an orange. So what I'm doing here is I have this apricot color. And I'm just going to get that. I'm going to wipe a lot of that off. And then I'm going to start hitting the top areas first. I'm not trying to get in all the little cracks, okay? Something like that. You can hit the fire and stuff too, but it won't matter as much, okay? Now I'm going to get something a little darker. And this is called jack-o'-lantern. And before I put this on, I'm going to hit him with the hot air gun real quick. +2 hot air gun of burning. Get another one of my fantastic magic items. Unfortunately, I feel like this thing's towards the end of its life cycle. Alright, so now we're going to hit that again at the top. And we're trying to go against grain and pick up any texture we can. And we're trying not to destroy any detail that we can by, you know. Right, now we're going to darken that up again. We're going to use that same jack-o'-lantern color. And I'm not going to I'm not going to airbrush him, or hot air gun him this time. I'm going to get a little bit of that orange. And I had a little bit of yellow in there still, a little bit of that orangish yellow in there still. Now I'm just going to have just orange in here. Alright, I'm going to get a darker orange now, and this is called pumpkin orange. And this is a fair bit darker, but not super darker. Okay. I'm just working on some of the muscle tone and stuff. I'm not really trying to get too much of the snake portion, just the top a little bit. Now I'm going to get a darker color called orange or ripe tomato. And what I'm going to do is I'm not cleaning my brush out, and I'm not getting a whole bunch of this. I'm just going to get a dip of that. Tiny dip. I didn't even submerge all the bristles in it. Here we go. See, I'm making a... Can you see that? It's kind of shiny, so you can't see it well. Okay. Now, if I did my job right... with this coat, we'll start to see some real detail pop. And there some is. Now, I'm pretty pleased, but there's something else we got to do. Let's get another soft brush that we haven't used yet, and a different piece of cardboard. And you're going to be like, why are you doing this, Doom? We're going to get my favorite color in the world, pavement. We're probably going to ruin the entire miniature just right here. Get a tiny bit of that. And I just mean a tiny bit of that. And you want it to be where you don't even see it coming off the brush. And then come back over him. Shoot, I got way too much, way too much. Okay. You don't want to hit everywhere with this. You just want to hit some places. Okay. And it says they have black and yellow scales, even though the artwork displayed them as just having yellow. That's kind of why I'm doing this. All right, so we want to differentiate between him and the fire. And to do that, we could go through a lot of work, or we could be easy. Now, you know me, I'm all about speed. And I try not to use my speed paints all the time, because I realize some of you don't have speed paints. And that's why I kind of got away from it. But for these flames and for the base, I think we're going to make a pretty decent effect using speed paint, so that's what we're going to do. So as soon as I find yellow, Zealot yellow, and oops, let's get a brush that can hold a decent amount of paint. And we'll, of course, let this run down onto the base, too. This is going to be a significant differentiation between our paint job and the fire. It's going to add some more interest to the miniature. Okay, now you can just kind of tap around on the base with that color and create little hot spots and stuff. Break up the monotony of the boring yellow base. I've tried dabbing around a little bit better than I did. Try not to leave much of that original base color sticking out if you can help it. Now, the other thing is when you're doing this, get an orange. And hit the top of the flames, like the top, like third of the flames. And I'm just going to hit his little weird head thing with this too. Now the blade of his sword, I have a black metallic. And it's pretty watered down, unfortunately. But I think it'll serve nicely for this. I hope that dries and a little bit of those other colors show through, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. All right, so that's the salamander, guys. That's what I got for you. It's nothing spectacular. But yeah, it's there. I'd like to dry him off and actually put a line of silver on the edge of that blade to simulate that it's been sharpened. Oh, let's see how that looks. All right, let's get not something that bright. Let's get something it's only somewhat bright. And you can use whatever brush you're comfortable with on this part. I would use a very small brush to do it, but I'm not this time. Okay, there's the salamander. So if you like what I'm doing here on the channel, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave comments, and leave comments I can respond to, like, hey, you should have done this, or hey, what about this, or hey, why'd you do this? You know, leave me something I can actually talk about, you know. For those of you that leave comments all the time, I really do appreciate it. You don't understand how big a deal it is, because when when I have downtime at work, or I'm sitting at the house, you know, messing around, I like to look at YouTube and see if I got any comments. And I honestly, I know this sounds stupid, I actually really like it when I do. It's a big deal to me. It makes me feel like this is not just me in a basement by myself. It makes me feel like we're a family, or a group of friends, or a community of some sort. And that's important, you know, because sometimes it's hard to make myself come down here and make a video. Sometimes I just would rather play video games. Truthfully, that's what it's turned into, is me just being lazy. But so I do appreciate the comments. Now, if you want to help support the channel, there's no PayPal or any way to donate money. There's no, I can't think of what they are, Subscribe Star or something. I can't think of what they're called, but I don't have any of that stuff. If you want to support the channel, the only way to financially support the channel in any way whatsoever is to buy miniatures from DungeonSwag.com. And they're high quality resin miniatures. They're omega detailed. Look at, you can see the fur and everything on these. I mean, the chainmail, when there's chainmail on them, the texture and the sticks. These are high quality, high detail, beautifully crafted miniatures. We're two guys that working out of our basements to do this business, and we work with an artist out of Sweden named Sven, who we can afford, who is probably, we've tried other artists. So far, he's the best. He puts out the most content that we enjoy and that we want to share with people. And the thing is with Dungeon Swag is we don't make a lot of money off of it, and we never really set out to. So when I say you're supporting the channel, it's kind of not even 100% correct, because I would never take any of that money and put it into this channel. I just do this out of my own pocket for fun because I enjoy it. The Dungeon Swag money would be used to introduce more lines of miniatures and more artists. But it does help because it helps me be happy and enjoy what I do. So if you want to contribute to the channel, that's the only way you can do it. And you can also join our Discord and show us what you're crafting, what you're working on. And if you're painting or drawing or whatever you're getting into, show it to us, share it with us, be our friends, inspire other people in the channel to do the same. So anyways, I'll see you next time. This was a okay build. I don't think it's one of my best, but it definitely can be a salamander if you didn't have one. So I guess that's something that we can be happy about. And I'll see you next time. And I think next time we're on the Satyr. Yeah, we're on the Satyr, and I have no idea how I'm going to do that one. So we'll see you then. Be safe.